Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrect 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate, ever.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renas Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's sentient, too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renas Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up. Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renans, Danans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking maybe meat.
Get him, Hoodle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle!
Ow! Seriously, what the hell? You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zoogles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game. Our arts are being interrupted.
Here I come! Dragon Form!
Light astral energy!
In a vine?
Oh, the enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
You're mine!
Don't mind if I do!
When did I get so We are freaking invincible!
Alvin and the others truly are strong! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Now! Take this! Form! Dragon Form!
Talon!
Blast in the wind! Air thrust!
Swallow Game!
Lightning conduct!
Take this!
Inspiration!
I'm ready!
All yours, Kisara. Shine! Radiant light! Full cut regeneration!
I'm ready! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Shine!
My turn!
Radiant light!
Escape!
Now you see what I can do!
You escape!
Regenerate!
Dragon
I'm
Form!
just getting started!
Try this!
Allow me to help
Holy
you.
glimmer!
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain.
Now try to be
I'm ready! Explode! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danan slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegis, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for? We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. And Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danon, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danons?
I'd say it's likely. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danons. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danons too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action.
Even in such a harsh as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogle somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, and if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarmingly serious when you say that.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll have to inquire with Hevrect 35 about it sometime.
What do you think this place was for? Ah!
What the hell? Are they asleep?
No. They appear to be well preserved. However, they are all dead.
Dead? So this is a mass grave?
Looks that way. However, none of them appear to be Helganquil.
Bear in mind that Renans were originally Danans, who were remade and sent to live on Lenegus. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedures somewhere.
And that place is here, I assume.
So what you're saying is that all of these are Danan, or rather, Renan bodies?
Most likely, yes. It must have been abandoned for one reason or another.
There are so many of them. They were all taken away, but never given the chance to wake.
What is that thing?
Something we have to fight if we want to get across, it seems.
Be careful! It's huge!
What is with all the huge beasts lately?
It's no ordinary zoo. That much is damn sure.
Watch yourself. All bets are off when it comes to this thing. Wind! Here I come! Swallow dance!
Inferno crossing!
Try harder!
Crescent moon!
Here I come!
Inferno crossing! Here I come!
Its head is its weak point?
We'll need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle. This one's mine!
This one's mine!
This one's mine!
I'm going to need to
In a
use all the
bind?
power of my healing arts to my
Anything in armor is all mine.
You can run fight! March on! Take this!
Lion
Hurricane! Reload!
What's this?
Lunar correction!
A wall to shield from calamity.
A thrilling performance.
Armor won't save you.
Damn it!
Raining
Inferno!
It's
I'm
over!
all stuffed up!
Try it more!
I'm on a roll, man.
Demon Lash! Demon Fang!
Try this.
Glacier Spear! Here's the Evo!
Explosive Ray! Try this!
I'm only getting
In
started!
a bind.
Back into the fray!
Elusive deity.
I'm not done!
Eating firefly.
This one's all mine!
Pierce the
Not
Evo!
today!
Captivity. Shattering
You're mine.
pieces. Attack time.
I'm not done! Here I come!
Blind you with a shot.
Hurricane!
Catapult. Let's tear him up. I'll blind you with a shot.
This one's mine! Mega Ray!
I'm not done!
Annihilation!
Now
I'm not done!
All things in a bind.
Nothing gets by me!
Sonic Boom! Try this! Splendid!
Not in your dreams!
Catapult.
Let me
Blow
show you what
away.
I can
Do
I'll heal you all!
Ignite!
Healing
Here I
Circle!
come! Escape!
I can carve through armor.
Annihilation! Mega Ray!
Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact Frost!
Catapult.
Here I come!
Corruption!
First strike! It's over!
Annihilation!
Tectonic punch.
I'm crushing it! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Rising
See what
Water!
happened there as you crossed me.
Mega
You're
Ray!
mine!
Talon
You're
Storm.
mine!
Thank you.
You're mine! Resonate with the other flame inside me! Yours to be let free!
Rending you apart.
Resonate with the earth!
I'm on! Talon Hurricane!
unadulterated fury.
Save you!
Shockwave flash! Demon
Light! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! Now you're talking!
Prepare to be seen!
I'm on! Leave the target to me! Black and
Don't mind
flame!
if I do.
Whirlwind now! Talon Storm! Execution!
You're finished!
Hurricane! Take this!
The fluidity of your movements is simply incredible.
Here I come! Shattering rotating pieces! Attack time! Soaring away! Eat this!
Dragon Swarm! Not today!
Talon
Is
Hurricane!
in the sky? That move.
Here comes the big one!
Here, flame of
Summon!
burning struck.
Luna Rono! Ruin Gate!
Something's wrong with me.
You just say the word and I'm there.
I can't believe it's come to
Do
this.
this all day.
Let me free you.
Artisan, let me show you what my heart is. Rise and shine.
You're mine! Dragon
Now
Swarm!
we see what I can do.
Need to pull myself together.
Try
Hear
harder!
my call.
You're mine!
In a bind.
Blue escape!
Far enough.
Don't mind if I do.
Swallow this. Eagle assault. Finish you here and now.
One final push!
Let's finish this off.
Not
I'll do
today!
my best not to disappoint.
Take this! You're finished!
Air pressure.
Take this! I'm not done! Burn! Dragon
Anything in
Swarm!
armor is all
I'm
mine.
not done!
I'll finish you here and now.
You're mine!
Cancel. Inferno punch. Take
Take this! Blue
Can't
escape!
get out of this.
It's over!
Talon
Take this!
Hurricane. Everlasting dark. Negative gate. On your knees.
My turn! Strike! It's over! The flame inside me!
Unadulterated
Let
fury.
free!
Leave the charges to me. Talon Hurricane.
Here I
Now you see what I can do. Elusive deity. Eagle ray. I'm ready. You hear it now.
Juggling! In an instant! Impact block!
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to survive, even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
I'm merely saying it's a possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helganquil been at this?
It was Rena's great spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
I certainly hope not.
After hearing Dohulum's suggestion, I'm honestly not sure what to say.
I assure you all, I was merely stating the possibility.
So, looks like the Helganquil have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean, there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
we're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renis Alma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renis Alma's here, right?
Don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renis Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, When you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
A classic combination.
The Zoogles here are fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Linwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all 6. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's Great Spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's Great Spirit?
Most likely, but only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it? hope I live long enough to regret this.
The flame inside me! Here I come! It's over! Eat dirt! I'm not done!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! Dragon Swarm! Okay, you got it! Here I come!
Free between heaven and earth.
Dragon Swarm!
Here, a wailing banshee of lightning.
There you go.
Destruction!
Feel like me
No
again.
escape! Strike! Dragon Swarm!
Lightning condemned.
No escape!
Watch this.
Lunamongo!
I can't heal you forever.
Cure to be let free!
Lightning condemned.
Burn in hell!
Thunderblade. Illuminate
Here I
the
come.
dark. Come forth,
I'm not
holy
done.
land.
We're on a roll now.
I don't even know the word defeat.
Dragon Swarm! No escape!
I'll clear you.
Illuminate the dark.
Lunamongo!
Come forth, holy land.
You're mine! Strike!
I'll stop it, Thanks, Kisara.
Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Lightning orb.
I'm not done!
Illuminate the dark.
You're mine!
Holy land.
My focus.
They're not playing around.
Shouldn't have messed with me.
No attack!
Lightning condemned.
Strike!
Armor won't save me.
Dragon
Roll now.
It's on!
Pull myself
You
together.
picked the wrong fight!
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
Here, let me help.
Take this! Dragon Swarm! No escape!
First strike. Now I'm in your focus.
I never miss. One more.
I'm not done!
I'll tear you apart.
Now I can let loose!
Water. Chain between heaven and earth.
Swirling Alpha! Eternal devastation!
Get on in there with the other.
Here I come! No escape!
Not on my watch.
You're finished!
Shattering the pieces.
Be still!
All finished. Here and now.
Lightning condemned. Thunderblade. Illuminate the dark.
I have no
Come
limits!
forth, holy glimmer.
Sonic Thrust!
Watch it.
Rising Wyvern!
Lunar energy. Illuminate the dark. Come
Now
forth,
I'm in the
holy
groove.
holy land.
Dragon Swarm! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Take it. It looks like you got this one covered.
Carve through armor.
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning condemned. Thunderblade. Illuminate the dark. Come forth, holy
Here I
holy
come!
land.
No escape! Lunamongo! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Glacial spear.
Double Field Fang!
Lightning condemned. Thunderblade. Illuminate the dark.
I'll tear you
Take
apart.
this!
Lunar
Dragon
Force.
Swarm! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
I need to be stronger.
A dead end, huh?
Why don't we just use this?
Wait!
Jeez! Don't scare me like that. What, is there something wrong with it?
No, it's not that. It's just... this is it. Whatever it is, we're about to find out.
It's the moment of truth. There's no turning back now till we've won. Either we get through this, or we vanish along with the rest of the world as we know it. Is everyone ready?
We've come this far. I'm not about to turn tail now. I say we knock this thing out and head back home.
It's time to relegate the past to where it belongs. It's been a long journey getting here, but it ends now.
No, this isn't the end. Once we've overthrown the old order, there's still the task of creating a new world.
A world without divisions, where no one cares whether you're Danon or Renan, or if you have magic or not. You're right. We have to win this.
Let's get going then. After all, our future awaits.
Our future. One free of tyranny and exploitation. For the freedom to live with those we hold dear. And for a new era. Let's go! Are we on that giant flower?
We're finally here then.
But then, where is the core of the Great Spirit? Or the Renasolma, for that matter?
According to Hevrek 35, this should be where we find the core.
Rinwell, do you sense anything?
This is definitely where the energy of the Great Spirit is strongest, but what's giving off the most energy is the flower we're standing on.
That said, we're not gonna be able to destroy something this huge. You want me to hit it and see what happens?
Hey, look!
Renasolma!
Is that like Dana's astral energy? But why?
What?
Stay sharp! Something's coming! Spirit's core?
And in order to fight us, it's taken on this form?
My thorns. I feel them whirling inside me. They're getting restless. I'm certain of it. This is the source of my thorns, and of my visions. This is the darkness that will consume all existence.
Do now? The Renasolma's inside that thing. And I don't think we'll win this fight without it.
We have to get it back. We will find a way somehow.
Agreed. And now that it has a physical form, cutting through it's what we'll do.
Great Spirit, I understand what you're doing. You've made that very clear. However, if you're planning on destroying everything, then first, you'll have to get through us. Everyone, let's go!
We're not energy for you to consume, and we're not puppets for you to control!
Only humankind has a right to determine their own future. We will never let something like you take that away from us.
I'm sorry, but we won't let you take any more away from us. We'll do whatever it takes to stop you.
I fight to quell the sound of anguish from our world, that it may be filled with joy and peace once again.
Give it back. Give it all back. Give us back our world and give me back my own life.
Once and for all, we are going to end centuries of terror and death. Right here, right now.
Steel Force! Raging Cascade!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I think.
Nope, that'd be silly.
Illuminate the dark!
You're mine!
Hurricane!
You picked the wrong fight! You're mine!
This one's mine! Illuminate the dark! I'll take you Holy Land!
Blow away!
Amazing! Annihilation! Here!
Talon Hurricane!
They're not playing
I
around!
can carve through. I'm just gonna
Hurricane between heaven and earth!
Talon Hurricane!
A wailing banshee of
Here I
lightning!
come! That's awesome!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lantern!
Something's wrong with me.
You just say the word and I'm there.
I can't believe it's come to this.
Not today!
A wailing banshee of lightning!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Take this!
Rising Lightning!
Raging Cascade! Hold on to your heart! Here I come!
Everything in armor is all mine!
Destruction!
I'm surrounded!
Be still!
What the world is this round thing?
An attack. Is this a Lord's handiwork?
I'm past being surprised.
I say we destroy it, and quick!
Swirl blade!
It's time! It's over! You picked the wrong fight!
Pierce evil!
The enemy wields arms too.
Nothing to see about that!
I'll finish you here and now!
I owe you one!
This one's mine!
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
Raging Storm! Shadow!
In a vine?
Now! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one! Hold on to your heart!
Already on!
Not in your dreams! Here!
It's too much!
The enemy is going all out! Lightning dance in the wind! Steel!
Here!
Don't leave me!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off!
Now I'm in the groove!
Lightning Thrust!
Lightning orb!
Prepare to be seized! Eagle Fly!
The flame inside me
Armor
yearns
won't
to
save
be
you!
let down!
I owe you, Theon. Healing is what my arts do best. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction. Here goes!
Eagle
The
Fly!
chain between heaven and earth.
Destruction!
Illuminate the
Now I'm in the groove! I'm sorry to be a father.
We've all got enough on our plot.
Yes, ma'am!
Take this!
Eagle Assault!
Lightning
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning The enemy is going all out!
Watch this!
I'm going to
Tear him up!
the power of my healing arts to accomplish this.
Dragon Shell!
This one's mine.
I'm just getting started!
Not today!
Swirl of flight!
Here I come!
Annihilation! From the
good things come to an end.
Astral energy!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
After all that, it's still standing. Just how strong is this thing?
It doesn't matter. We just have to keep kicking its ass until it bites the dust.
The Great Spirits!
Damn, must have been conserving its energy for an escape.
That bastard took off with the Renis Alma!
We can't stand here and wait for it to come back. We'll have to follow it through there.
You're right. I don't like it, but we've got no choice.
Yeah. No matter what, we can't let it get away.
All right, let's go.
I'm surprised we can stand here at all. What in the hell is this place?
Beats me. I've never seen anything like it. More importantly, where's the Great Spirit?
Look! Over there!
What in the world? It's changing shape?
Oh, this is bad. It looks like it's regaining all of its energy. It's going to grow even bigger than before.
Damn it. Come on, we've got to find a way to...
Watch out! Something's heading our way!
Guess they're here to try to stop us. There's so many of them.
That means we've got it running scared. Let's take these out and keep moving!
Get out of our way already!
I didn't expect such base tactics from a supreme being.
You can't assume we're fighting something that thinks like a human!
Whatever it is, it's wasting time that we don't have.
Yeah, not only that, but that thing is getting bigger by the minute.
It's starting to slow down the more it grows. We should be able to catch up soon enough.
We just need to hold on. Stay strong, everyone, and stand your ground! No escape! Crumble!
Oh, stop it, Thanks, Kitara!
That'll bring you down!
You see what happened there if you crossed me? Shouldn't have done that.
You're mine! It's time! Destruction! You're finished!
Raging!
I can't heal you forever!
I owe you one. You're mine! You're not done!
Can't get out of bed. There you go. No, I won't give in.
Be still! You're mine! This time! Ignite! Here I go! Strike!
I'm on a roll now. I can carve through armor.
That'll bring you down!
Pierce through!
Denied!
I'm on a roll now.
Ignite!
Lightning!
You're mine! Be
Please
still!
now.
That time.
Do it!
Shot!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Water, hear my
My
call!
turn in armor is
No
over.
escape!
Dance to the wind!
Be still!
Now I can
No escape! Dragon form! Be still!
Raging Cascade! Here goes!
I'm not done!
Leave the
weapons
wailing
to me.
banshee of lightning!
I'm not done!
And here! I'll be saving this
Now I
one!
see what I can do.
Burn!
Lunar corruption!
Here I
Lunar
come!
blast! Proton
What's
blast!
this?
More with that
If you're in the sky, it's mine!
In here!
Explosive river!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
We're going to crash!
We caught up to it.
Hold on. Why did it stop absorbing the energy from Dana?
Like it or not, it lacks the means to do so whilst fighting us. We've become the bigger threat and forced its hand.
All right, then. Let's get to work so we can take back the Renis Alma.
This madness ends! Right here, right now! And this time, we really mean it!
We've all come so far. We've faced so much. We can't get through this. Together!
Naturally, we are all leaving this fight alive.
Hell, I'm just getting warmed up. You ain't seen nothing yet.
The Great Spirit's getting desperate. So stay on your toes, everyone.
Flash you! I'm on a roll now.
Please now. More for the stop!
Its power's overwhelming.
Then let's whittle down that thing's power. Go!
Right. Let's start with the arms.
Let's do this, Law!
Leave it to me.
Everyone, I'm counting on you. Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
Away!
Lightning Condemned! Thunderblade!
Dragon!
You're mine!
Rolling Snap!
Thanks so much! Raging! Hear my call!
Here I come! This isn't looking good!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
This should do it!
I'm on it! Rolling Snap!
Will this help?
It's go time!
Healing Lightning Orb! Illuminate the dark! Lunar Holy Holy Lamp! Law! You and me! From here on out! We did it!
Yeah!
Amazing! All that astral energy!
I don't like the look of this.
We have to stop it! It's back! No escape!
Can't get out of this!
I'm just
You're mine!
I'm ready!
Lightning thrust!
Chinese Secret
No
Kill!
escape!
Megasonic
thrust! My turn!
Everyone okay?
still alive somehow, if that's what you mean.
Here, let me heal you. Here,
I can do without this pain! You're mine! I'm not done!
Thunderbolt! Pain between heaven and earth.
Try harder!
A wailing fancy of lightning.
And more that can all burn out! Here I go!
No more dithering!
Our future begins here!
Always impressive.
I guess that makes two of us then.
Now all that's left is the middle!
Let's do it.
No
This
escape!
one's mine.
I'm on it!
Five, six,
I'll tear you apart!
Hear my
Take
call,
this!
baby.
Dragon Form!
Here's the evil.
Punch!
I can do this all day. Lancer.
Explosive ring! I'm on it!
Who wants to down?
Take this! Try harder! Try harder! Take this! Not done!
Don't believe me! Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
Pieces!
Freeze Blade!
You're mine!
Illuminate the dark!
Carve through
I'm
all
not
of
done!
them!
Flaming thrust!
Holy Lamp!
tear you
Healing
apart.
heaven and earth!
Yours to be let free!
A wailing flame! I'll heal you all!
Not today!
More for the
Take this!
Healing circle!
Dragon Form!
Dance in the wind!
Glacial Spear!
Primed and ready!
I owe you one!
nearly done for. An astral arch?
That's my cue! You alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Burn in hell! Crush! Shield, it's you and me.
This is it!
This ends now!
Alphen!
Yeah! We're both fine. We're going to start the ceremony now, before it can recover. Shion.
Yeah.
I've returned, just as I told you I would.
Hurry! The Great Spirit is reviving itself!
Shion! Absorbing the Great Spirit!
Apologies. I can't suppress it for very long.
Hand it over right now.
You plan to use this to defeat the Great Spirit. Which is precisely why I'm here. Stand aside and watch. So then you know how to destroy the Great Spirit. Just as well as you and your sorry lot. The Great Spirit that tried to control me will be annihilated.
I won't let you do that!
Yet do it I shall. And there's nothing you can do to stop me.
You bastard!
I shall fulfill my duty as a ruler. With this power, I'll bury that woman and the Great Spirit. Then this charade will finally end.
save everyone. And Sion!
Silence. I'll tear you apart, slay the girl and the great spirit, and erect a fortress of death over both worlds.
What do you get from all this? When you have all that power, what will you do?
My dominion shall reign over all existence. Nothing else matters.
That's it. This is so you can rule over all existence just because?
Despicable as they were, even the other lords, even the Great Spirit had a future in mind. But you have nothing. Only death. So what? It matters little to you. You are pathetic. Truly pathetic. And you're... You are a failure. Empty. A sovereign who couldn't even die in his own time as he was meant to. You're right. I used to wonder why I was still alive after so long. There are things in this world, in the here and now, that are worth protecting. That's why I'm still here.
And I won't let you take them away! Dragon Swarm! This one's all mine! Out of my sight! Not today! You're mine! Destruction! Dazzle!
You will beg me for mercy!
There! Out of my sight! Not again! No escape! This one's fury of lightning! Eat dirt! Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Die already! Try harder! I'm not done!
I shall erase
Dazzle!
everything!
I'll destroy you! You control others to keep from being controlled, but that's a path of never-ending hatred! Don't you understand? It can only end in destruction. The only way to avoid it is with forgiveness! Words of a coward! The weakness disgusts me! You're wrong. It takes true power to forgive!
I have no use for forgiveness. The strong shall always triumph here. You say that because you've been alone so long. If you had someone, anyone to turn to, a single friend, someone to love, people who would support and guide you can't have been alone your whole life. I remember the lashes of lips. Each strike spreading a skein of fire across my back. The masters who killed slaves for sport. And the slaves who sacrificed their compatriots that they might live. There is no love, no friendship, not there or anywhere else. Is there no way for you to see this differently? Enough! You gamble the fate of this world. Save a single life, and yet I am the evil one? How utterly ridiculous. It's true. Maybe it is selfish of me to want to save her, but I swore that I would let no one else be sacrificed in this battle. I can't bear to see her die. You and I are so much more alike than I had ever imagined. No, we're not. I want a world built on kindness, on giving, on warmth. You take and destroy. I'm nothing like you. Power eat all! Eat dirt! Take this! Infernal Torrent! Try this! I approve of it! All others shall be banished! Try harder! You're mine! Try this! The blazing sword. The power Sion has bestowed upon me. I'll take you down! You picked the wrong pitch, huh? Try this! Infernal Torrent! Try this! Rending Flash! Explosive Ring! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! It's over! You are the last obstacle impeding my progress! Die! That's my line! I'll show you the limits of your solitude!
What you've done is evil. There's no denying that. I know you didn't walk your path out of weakness, but merely from misguided strength. Misguided because you were alone. Because you had no friends to keep you on the straight and narrow. No one to use all that strength for, other than yourself. That loneliness could make a monster out of anyone. Out of me. I understand. And I forgive you, Volrun. I don't need your victor's pity. And you can choke on your vain forgiveness. Don't! You wish to save this world? To make your selfish dreams into reality? If you choose to walk that path, you choose a path of betrayal, despair, and corruption. And in the darkness at the end, I'll be waiting for you! Volrun! I'm sorry. The Renis Alma is...
Yes. But you still possess the blazing sword. It may not be quite as strong as the Renis Alma, but nonetheless...
I can't. I would never. It would kill you!
My thorns, they're... Soon the great astral spirit will break free. And when that happens, no one will be spared. But there's still time. You can still destroy the thorns. And me with them.
But that's exactly what we've been fighting to prevent. I promised I would find a way to save you.
You did. I know. But I don't want you to die either. So please, don't let me be the end of the world.
That's it. Look! The path Dana's energy flowed through is still open. We can use it to call out to Dana's will!
Alphen, what are you saying?
Don't you remember? Rinwell said there was a little bit of Dana's will inside all of us. If there is a way everyone can come together to form Dana's will, then maybe we can ask for it to help us, to find us a way out of this.
Are you really saying that if all of Dana thinks of saving us, it will become the will of the planet itself? That's madness.
Maybe so, but it's the only way we can save you. And the only way to save Rena, too.
To save Rena?
That's right. Rena's will never had evil intent. If we're saving everyone, that includes them. I don't want to live in a world without you, Xion. I'm tired of living a life built on death.
Alf and I'm with you.
Collective will of Dana, hear my plea! I want to save Xion! And I want to save Rena too! I want to end this cycle of one joy, constantly being sacrificed for another's pain! So please, grant us your strength! Let's go!